Till very recently, I thought COVID was just like the flu. I didn't
Oh,
know what the true story of it was. And I was more focused on the shot and the mandates and, how they were targeting kids with the shot. I had my blood, my son's blood, and an elderly relative who got 3 doses of Moderna, that relative's blood. And we sent the blood to Dr. Kevin McCarran. That's who was just speaking. And he's the only doctor, to my knowledge. I know you've interviewed him twice on Health Alliance Australia. So the reason I'm here, talking about my private medical information, which I'd rather not, but it's just very important for people to know that there's no difference between people's and it looks like there's no difference between vaccinated and unvaccinated blood. It's really hard for people to get their heads around this, that COVID-19 SARS-CoV-2 was actually a bioweapon. And actually, Robert F. Kennedy, who incidentally supported my campaign, he came to a fundraiser in 2020. He spoke about how it was a bioweapon. It attacks your body where you're most vulnerable.
yeah.
So it's like, in some ways, it's the most horrific and brilliant bioweapon you can imagine, because the COVID-19 SARS-CoV-2, a lot of people just were like, oh, it's the flu, oh, it's fake. And I kind of thought that too. This is why I'm doing the video, to kind of correct myself. It's such a diabolical, clever, evil thing. You unleash a bioweapon, a deadly bioweapon on the population that either kills them or slowly kills them or disables them. And then they go to the hospital, and then the deadly protocols in the hospitals were paid to institute these deadly protocols, the remdesivir, the do not resuscitate orders, the intubations. And then tens of thousands of New Yorkers just in the spring of 2020 alone died in the hospital. And so that just distracted anyone from like asking questions about what they actually went into the hospital for the first place. They did not go into the emergency room because they were hallucinating. Something happened to them. And that those questions we were never asked. And like, why is Dr. Kevin McCarran the only doctor studying these things? Why isn't every other doctors with his qualifications asking questions about these calamari clots coming out of these cadavers? What was most alarming for me, and that was the fact that my son, who's 24, no vax, never had COVID, he's an athlete, and his blood also had microclotting and the fibriliform. Like, medical practitioners, have never heard of amyloid, prion disease, fibrin. They're just not familiar with it. So, and this is allegedly what wiped out the Neanderthals. It's terrible. And it's the way I described it to my friend, I was like, imagine the part of your body, right, that's called fibrinogen, right, that clots if you get a bad cut. It's good, right, the good stuff. What the bioweapon does is it turns that good material in your body, the fibrinogen, it turns it into a bioweapon, and it attacks the part of your body where you're, as I said before, where you're most vulnerable. So in my case, it was my lymphatic system. I hope, that people don't look at this as a negative, but just understand this is a problem and not respond in fear, but just try to, spread the word. If you know powerful people and position, who run scientific labs, chances are their kids are like my son and have this material in their blood, and it's going to shorten their lives. And so we're all in this together. So I hope the right people see this interview and do, help all of us.